Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to all, and thank you for joining us for the virtual postgraduate Info Week live webinar on Master of Science in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry MAPC program. I'm Meili, and I'm very delighted to moderate this live webinar. So a note to all participants, this session will be recorded and your microphone will be muted at all times. However, please feel free to post your burning question at the Q&A panel. All right, next slide, please. A quick run through the agenda. I will introduce our speaker and panelists after this, followed by introduction to IMU Master of Science in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry by Program Director. Then it will be the highlight for this session, which is the panelist discussion on the topic career opportunities in the field of chemistry. Finally, we will finish off with the Q&A and feedback session. All right, next slide, please. All right. We are indeed very honored to have our speaker and panelists, Dr. Wong Lai Chun, Dr. Irene C., Dr. Ahmad Junaid, and Mr. Eddie Yi Chun An with us today. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce each of them. Dr. Wong Lai Chun graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from University of Malaya in 2005. Following that, she joined the industry as a QA chemist. After a few months, she decided to leave the industry to pursue full-time master in research and then a PhD in chemistry. She joined IMU as a lecturer since the year 2012 and is currently the program director of the Master of Science in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry program. Dr. Irene C. is an experienced research and development manager with close to 3 years experience in natural product manufacturing industry and 8 years of experience in natural products research. Her duties include in-house manufacturing training to ground staff, product training to customer in different languages, design and set up laboratory and manufacturing facility, follow through with conducting research and manufacturing of the end product. Dr. Irene is currently a research and development associate at Rakit Bengkaisa in Thailand. Right. Next is Dr. Ahmad Junaid. Dr. Ahmad Junaid is an experienced medicinal chemist with almost 6 years of research experience in the design and synthesis of bioactive molecule. He worked as a pharmacist in the USA before joining Monash University, from where he graduated with a PhD in medicinal chemistry. Currently, he is associated with Professor Ryan Altman Laboratory at the Department of Medicinal Chemistry and Molecular Pharmacology in Purdue University, Indiana, USA. So Dr. Ahmad Junaid, he is also working as a computational and medicinal chemist in the discovery of bioactive small organic molecule. So Dr. Ahmad is actually joining us from the States right now. And not least, Mr. Eddie Yi Chun An is currently pursuing a Master of Science in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry under part-time mode in IMU. He is also working full-time as an analytical research and development executive at Oncogen Pharma Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Mr. Yi has 3 years experience in reverse engineering and solid-state characterization of oncology formulation product and active pharmaceutical ingredients, APIs. So Oncogen Pharma is a fully integrated research-based pharmaceutical company with a global outlook to cancer treatment. Its laboratory are equipped with the most advanced R&D facilities for developing oncology, active pharmaceutical ingredient, and formulation. So warm welcome once again to all our speakers and panelists. All right. Okay, now I would like to invite Dr. Wong Lai Chun to introduce the IMU Master of Science in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry program. So Dr. Wong, please.
Thank you, Dr. Loh, for the introduction, and also a very good evening to all of you. So I'm Dr. Wong, and it is my pleasure to be sharing with you about the IMU Masters in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry. So please just allow me a minute to share my slides. Kavita, sorry, I think you need to unshare. Yeah. Okay, so a warm good evening again. So first, what is a postgraduate degree? So for those who are wondering, so a postgraduate degree is a degree you study after completing a bachelor's degree. And the most common types of postgraduate degree are Masters and Doctor of Philosophy or PhD. And in Masters, generally, there are three types of Master's degree. You have Masters by Research, Masters by Coursework, and Mixed Mode Masters. The Masters by Mixed Mode consists of coursework and with a large focus on research. So this summarizes the key information about the program. So the IMU Masters in Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry is a mixed mode Masters, and the ratio of coursework to research is approximately 50 to 50%. So you may enroll as a full-time or part-time, and part-time is suitable for learners who have to balance their studies with work or family commitments. The duration for a full-time study is 1 year, and the duration for part-time study is up to 6 years. So in this program, all the face-to-face learning, such as the laboratory practicals, will take place in the weekend. And there are 2 intakes per year, which is in March and September, and you may join any one of these intakes. For the entry requirement is a bachelor degree in a related discipline, and that includes chemistry, biochemistry, and pharmacy. So there are many unique features in the program. These are a few of it. So the first, this program is the only master's program in this discipline that is offered in mixed mode in Malaysia. And the second, it is also the only master's program in Malaysia that specializes in both analytical and pharmaceutical fields. So the third, as you know, the face-to-face learnings are delivered on weekends, so that allows learners to balance their work commitments and their learning. The theoretical aspects in this program is also supported by a range of hands-on practical sessions, and graduates of the program are eligible to apply for Institute Kimia Malaysia membership. Now, according to the Chemist Act 1975, only IKM members are allowed to practice as chemists in Malaysia. 6, the program is accredited by the RSC UK, hence you can be assured that the curriculum is benchmarked to international standards. Number 7, the assessment in this program is by continuous in-course assessments such as assignments, and you will receive feedback for your assignments. And lastly, the program is also offered in open distance learning mode for the convenience of students who are not able to travel to campus. So this slide shows the core modules in the program which you have to complete to graduate. So you can see the modules are relating to the analysis of pharmaceuticals, drug discovery, research, and also introduction to industry, which is the quality management and regulatory systems in the industry. So graduates of the program, they are employed in industry, in healthcare, and in academic. So some of the companies which our alumni are working in are shown in this slide, and the job positions of our graduates include Senior Regulatory Affairs Executive, Pharmacist, Chemist, Laboratory Technologist, and also Research Associate. So just to share as well, in conjunction with the Postgraduate Info Week, so all attendees who are joining this live talk is eligible for the application and registration fee waiver of up to 800 ringgit, and you may register at the website shown in this slide. So this is the end of my presentation, and I thank you all for your attention. And if you have any question about the program, please feel free to post it in the Q&A panel. Thank you, and back to you, Dr. Loh.
Thank you, Dr. Wong, for the informative sharing. Although it's brief, but very informative. To all participants, please feel free to ask us your burning question while the Q&A panel. Right, thanks so much for the support. Okay, we will move on with the panelist discussion right now. Okay, and our key topic for today is to explore the various career opportunity in the field of chemistry from the different perspective of our panelists. All right, so I have a series of questions to ask the panelists, which I believe our participants are eager to know the answer also. All right. My first question will be, could you share the pathway or journey you took to get to where you are now? Perhaps I'll direct this first question to Dr. Irene first.
Okay, thank you for having me here. This is Irene. So, what journey did I took? As normal people, I was the ordinary chemistry graduate from UPM. And then like many graduates, I straight away bumped into PhD without any working experience, and I was focusing on natural product chemistry. So during my PhD study, I was the lab manager, so I need to manage the lab as well. And outside of university, I used to work in different industry, different part-time, short-term part-time jobs to sharpen my soft skills. So while waiting for my PhD viva, at the time I started my first job in a Malaysia local herbal supplement manufacturing company. So as shared by Dr. Low just now, I did very many different kind of things during the employment. So that helps me to get my job offer in the to my current working in Thailand. So I'm working in Reckitt now. This is my second year. So you may not know Reckitt, but you might be very familiar with the product. So the product that this company bring is Dettol, Mucinex, Nurofen, Durex, KY. So I'm working in the sexual well-being department in the R&D. So yeah, this is my journey from my bachelor degree until now. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Irene. All right. Perhaps we can hear from Dr. Ahmad also.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. So for my journey, it kind of involved a lot of countries. So after graduated in Pakistan with a pharmacy degree, I always have a love for research, but because of the pharmacy background, I didn't have that much of research experience. So I joined IMU for Master of Analytical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry, where I in the mixed mode. So it helped me a lot to actually start up with my research aspect of my field. And after that, actually, I moved to US. I passed the exams of the pharmacy, worked as an assistant pharmacist for a year. But the 9 to 5 job doesn't excite me. I always wanted to do research, so I came back to Malaysia, did my PhD, and then I moved back to US, and now I'm working as a postdoctoral research associate in Purdue University in medicinal and pharmaceutical chemistry department. So most of uh, the research, I would say, experience started all with the IMU. So uh, with the everything what have achieved so far, I would say the first step was to get admitted in the IMU and get my degree.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ahmad. Obviously, you're the proud ex-students of ours, alumni of MAPC program. Okay, all right. And also now, the same question, I would like to direct it to Mr. Eddie, who is currently our active student, all right, for MAPC program. Mr. Eddie.
Thank you, Dr. Low. Hi, everyone. My name is Eddie. So actually, I started my journey with IMU as well in pharmaceutical chemistry as well. So it's actually a 3 years program. Then after that, I got the chance to start my internship at Oncogene Pharma for at least 4 months, I guess, 4 months. And then before I was permanently absorbed as a staff there. So my area was mostly in reverse engineering. So reverse engineering is basically more like, let's say, a tablet. We will need to work on it, like what is the API, what are the excipients they use. So from there, we will know what type API they use, like the size, the polymorphic form, and also the excipients, the what grade, what type as well. So currently, I'm doing my part-time in IMU as well. Yeah, it's a very tough choice, but I'm very glad to continue my journey with IMU. Yeah, back to you, Dr. Loh.
Right, thank you. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you all panelists actually for the first question about your journey of getting where you are right now. Right, my second question is, what is your job responsibility or daily work schedule like? Perhaps I can ask Dr. Ahmad first, since he's very much a research person.
Yeah, so right now, actually, my job responsibilities as a postdoctoral research associate is to train graduate students, train undergraduate students, and then come up with the projects, apply for the funding. 75% of the work I would say is at the bench in my lab, and 25% in the office. As a computational chemist, a lot of time on the screens, computer screens, try to figure out what might be a good molecule which can target a particular disease or something. So that's about it. The so the reason of in academia is basically it has a perfect work and life balance. So you work in your own time, but definitely when the deadlines are coming up, you have to rush it, and sometimes I have to work overnights too to meet a deadline. But otherwise, it's a really good experience to be in academia and in the research field as well.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. Yeah, there was a saying that being a scientist is a lifestyle. I mean, it's very hard to separate work and life because you always think about research all the time. So I guess, is it true, Dr. Ahmad?
Yes, that's correct. So every time, wherever you go, the part of the research is always in the brain. In the office, it's in the front brain, but always in the life, it's always there. It's always with you wherever you go, whatever you think. Even in the sleep, sometimes it's always haunting you. But it's a very good experience for me because I have worked in the retail pharmacy as a pharmacist. Mm, so I can say for me, it's the perfect choice.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ahmad. Yes, research is a fulfilling field. All right. Okay, next up, I would like to ask Eddie as well. Yeah, can you tell our participants what's your job responsibility? What's a day in your work look like?
All right, thank you, Dr. Lo. Actually, my lab at Oncogene Pharma is mostly deal with research and development as well. And then, for a pharmaceutical company, everything has a timeline. So you need to achieve the timeline as soon as possible. So I agree with Dr. Ahmad, like research will go with you everywhere, anytime, even in your sleep. So my job responsibility at Oncogene Pharma now, like what I mentioned, is like I need to know, I work on X-ray diffraction, and also I learn a lot about thermal analysis. So basically I need to support 4 departments in my company, besides like, for example, like API synthesis, API analytical, and also I need to support formulation department as well. So it's like same office work, 8 to 5, 8 to 6 is a very common one. But luckily I will just need to work for weekday, and luckily I still have weekends to work on my master program. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. Yes, so Eddie is juggling between work and study, but he's also an active MEPC student right now. Okay, thank you, Eddie. All right, also like to ask Dr. Irene, what's your responsibility, job responsibility, and also your daily work schedule like?
Okay, so daily work schedule. So since I'm working in the R&D department, so there are 2 different types of things that I'm going to do. So first one is project related. So project related is more R&D project related. So I need to do like formulation. So in our department, we lead one particular project. So that project can be 1 product or 2 products. So you will be involved from formulation to product substantiation, arranging the research, what kind of testing that you need to do to substantiate that particular claim that is beneficial for consumers. And also you need to manage your own budget. You need to lead meetings with cross-functional teams. Like cross-functional team can be all over the world. It can be UK, it can be US, medical, regulatory, consumer safety, or consumer studies. And then same as Eddie and also Ahmad, we need to fit to the timeline. So we have particular target launch date that we need to conduct the testing and also the development. And another thing that we need involved is to scale up. So what you did in the lab is what you do in the factory is completely different vessel, different setup, different engineering principles. So we need to troubleshoot on the scale up as well. So for non-project related assignments or project, that would be depends on the current status of the business needs. So sometimes something pop up, then you have to do simultaneously while managing your own projects. And also people management. So I need to think of how I can develop my team, how can I move and drive my team to be motivated and do the things that they do. Yeah. So this is what I do every day in my current job.
Thank you, Dr. Erin. Just an extra question. I just wondering, do you meet people more, or you're most of the time in the lab?
So now I already passed through the research state. I already developed my lead formulation of my product. So now normally it's more to documentation, leading the meetings, how to drive the testing through discussion. Yeah, more to that one, and also scale up. Yeah,
very impressive, because you are handling from the start until seems like to the end. Okay, all right.
Until launch to the market, and even after launch to the market, also we need to monitor the product in case like if there's any complaints or customer don't like it, then we have to troubleshoot and work on the formulation as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Erin. All right. Okay, now moving on to our third questions. Now, what actually inspired you to choose this career? I mean, for all three of you, do you guys have this like light bulb moment, or where you or you just woke up one day and you feel like, yes, this is what I want to do in my life? All right, so for this, I'll start with Eddie first. Right.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lo. Let me think, sorry. Okay, at first, I don't really like research and development. I think I took quite a while to really start to have my interest in research and development. And I used to think that research and development is actually a very small area, but it does not. It actually includes a lot of different things. For example, like pharmaceuticals, it can be a lot of things. So it was out until when I started my internship. Only I know that research and development can be very focused on particular areas or something. That is when I started to grow my interest in research and development. Yes.
Okay, Eddie, does your final year project help to, like sort of inject your interest in research?
Oh, yes. When I choose my, my final year's project, I actually thought quite a lot, because there are quite a lot of projects available for us to choose from based on lectures, based on topics. So it was that time when I started to grow interest in research and development. Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie. All right. Next up, I would like to ask Dr. Erin as well. What inspired you?
The most important is that I don't like routine work. So I don't like to being QC or QA. I like challenges. I like to do everyday different thing. So that's why I choose research, because we need to try multiple times and then we need to troubleshoot. Everything is fresh. And the next thing is I'm interested in research to find answers. So finding answer for me is like completing the tick box. Yeah, it's still accomplishment over there when I complete all the tick box. And the next thing is I would like to use my knowledge, my scientific knowledge, to contribute back to the society, because a lot of consumer, they wouldn't know what is best for them. So with the knowledge that we have, we can make the best product for the consumer. So that's the reason why I choose this path.
That's very inspiring, Dr. Erin. Definitely to apply what you have learned and to give back to society, right? Yeah, cool. All right, next up, I will ask Dr. Ahmad. What about you? What inspired you?
So for me, it's more like I have tested every water. So being a pharmacy graduate, I started working in a hospital as a pharmacist back in Pakistan. Didn't like the job, came for the masters. After that, I worked as a retail pharmacist for a year in US. Didn't excite me, 9 to 5 job. So there isn't always a part of me which always wanted to, is a curious part of me, I would say, always wanted to do research. And I think for me, it was like I was born with this research attitude. And definitely, I agree with Dr. Irene. It's the sense of accomplishment after you do a small tasks, and that actually really exciting, and that's what drives me every day. That okay, so this day I'm gonna finish this task, and that's the sense of accomplishment that really drives me through my current field.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. And I just would like to highlight what they say, and I can testify as well that research is a very refreshing era, because you know, you never know what you are encountering. You know, you can, from day-to-day basis, when you're doing research, you can one fine day things may go very well, and the next day, you know, you may encounter lots of failure, but the satisfaction of at the end of the project is very fulfilling. So that's why what keeps us going as well. Okay, all right. So moving on to question 4, I'd like to ask, like, how has studying postgraduate, and in particular master, helped you in your current job in terms of technical competency and other transferable skills, as well as helping you in your career pathway and career growth? So it's a very long question, but it's pretty much that, how does postgraduate study actually help you, okay, throughout your career path? Okay, so for this, I'll ask Dr. Irene first.
Okay, happy to share my experience. So for me, postgraduate is not just a paper. For me, it's a journey. What did we learn and what did it shape all of us to who we are today? So I think soft skill is as important as technical skill. So for me, okay, for technical competency, PhD for my project during my PhD is natural product chemistry. So I need to do structural elucidation from plant compounds, and also to prove that this compound is beneficial for anti-cancer, antioxidant, and also antimicrobe. So this chemical knowledge and chemistry knowledge and also biological knowledge helps me on my research plan, like the medical devices, the lubricant that I have now, help me how to formulate it, what would be the best natural product that we can use, and how does it be beneficial to the consumer? Can we test it in vitro? Can we test it in vivo? Or do we need a clinical study to support it? So how are we going to transfer this kind of scientific data and knowledge to the consumer language? So this is very helpful. And also, you know, the theses and also the journal papers that we have been writing all this while during our postgraduate study. This really helps me during my current employment to write the reports and documents in very fast pace, because we already have the technique with us. Whereas for soft skills, so one important things that I learned during my PhD studies was the can-do attitude. You know, PhD is a journey that you fail multiple times to get the job done. So you won't be demotivated. You are able to work under pressure. And the first impression that you have is that I can't do it. So I will think a million types of way to do it. I will troubleshoot no matter what kind of obstacles that I have. I will definitely get it done. So this is the can-do attitude that I developed. And it was very well appreciated in my current employment as well. So being flexible as well. So for PhD, we know that we fail multiple times and we need to troubleshoot. We need to be flexible. We're not only trying on one method, we need to try multiple methods. So this train our flexibility to take up various different tasks in the industry. So next is communication. So during my PhD, because I was the lab manager, I need to communicate with supplier, I need to communicate with science officer to get things done. So this really changed my, trained my communication skill. And also my PhD, I'm not only working in the chemistry department, I've been assigned to veterinary department and also biosciences department in Taylor's University. So during my PhD, I've been transferred in different places. So I need to communicate with different type of people, how to handle tough people to get the job done, and also how to build the relationship and trust in different places. So the next thing would be time management. So during PhD, you have different types of objectives that you need to fulfill, and you need to graduate on time. So the time management while handling a lot of different things. So this really trained me how I handle different assignments at the current employment, and also leadership. So as you guys know, for postgraduate student, you need to manage master students, you need to manage final year project students, you need to train them safety and all the waste management and everything. So this eventually trained my leadership skill as well. So this leads me how I can build my own team in my current employment. So this is how my PhD experience, my postgraduate experience trained me in my current employment. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Irene. It's pretty much, the postgraduate study shape you into a better person and also a better chemist. Pretty much, make Dr. Irene prepare for the real world. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Irene. All right. Next, I will ask again the same question to Dr. Ahmad. How has this studying postgraduate helped you in your career, your current job?
So I think Dr. Irene covered up most of the aspects of the actual degree program, but I would just like to mention here, I was really a mediocre student in my pharmacy degree, so didn't have at all research experience, but really wanted to do research. So it was, I would say, a step forward from my bachelor's degree of pharmacy towards the research as a mixed mode. Whatever I learned in my course during the IMU masters, I employ every day in my current job. It actually helped me get through my PhD. So I would say it lays a base where you can easily stand and reach up to the sky or wherever you want to go. So for example, and during my PhDs, the NMR experience, the LCMS, like all these basic instruments, I never get to learn during my undergraduates, but definitely uh, the experience I gained at IMU is I'm currently using it every day of my life. So that's my journey. So I would say it's the start of what I'm here right now. So it gave me the push I needed to be in the research field.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. Hence, like he said, he provides a strong foundation for him, and he's still in research right now. Okay, thank you, Dr. Ahmad. And next, I would like to ask Eddie. What about you, Eddie? Eddie, you're currently studying MEPC. All right. So, how do you feel? How do you think that it will help you?
Right. Actually, currently, like what Dr. Irene has said, actually, if you are working and also studying part-time, the most important thing for you is actually time management. So you need to manage between your project timeline as well as your coursework. Is a very, very tough job, but you need to conquer it. Yeah, that is what you have to do. I think that's all from me because I did not think about the answer of this question. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Eddie. But Eddie, I guess I think the participant also want to know how difficult is it for you to juggle working and studying at the same time?
I actually saw some questions like how to juggle like between the study and also the work. Is really depends on you, like how you want to, how much you can handle. Is all about your responsibilities. I believe is the company, you have a team, so it's like how you going to divide the work among yourself, and also how you handle your study. So for me, currently, I actually is a how to say, for me, I think it's going very, very smooth for me, and yeah, I think it's a win-win situation currently for me now.
Right. Thank you, Eddie. And also, I believe, Eddie, you are also a very disciplined person and have very good time management. So yeah. All right. Thank you, Eddie. All right. Now moving on to a fifth question. All right. Is there any added advantage for your Master of Science degree in chemistry in your current industry or academic position? So we are we try to look at this from a wider perspective, like the advantage of your master degree in chemistry in your industry or in your academic position right now. All right, so for this, maybe I ask Dr. Ahmad first.
All right, so any edit, where do I start? I would say, like for me, the mixed mode is actually very beneficial in every aspect, from my PhD journey to my postdoctoral position. I would say the mixed mode was really helpful. And why I'm saying this, because in instrumentation, you will definitely get to know how to run an experiment, but how to analyze it and what's the nitty gritty of it, how to find if there's a problem in that, and how to figure out, troubleshoot. And that's kind of what I learned in IMU. So the teachers were really helpful in every aspect. They told us how to do it and then let us do it, everything, and then teach us if there's a problem, how to troubleshoot and everything. And that kind of teaching is actually really helpful throughout my PhD journey. I never have to go to another person for any instrumentation problem. uh, that's true for my current job too. Because of in the research currently, I have to use, and as a synthetic chemist, I have to use different instruments on daily basis, uh, whose knowledge actually I gain in IMU. And I would like to mention is the actual current job I'm doing as a computational chemist. Uh, Everything started at IMU. So there was a professor, Dr. Pran, uh, and he actually started developing the interest of the computational. He teaches everything about it. He even get us the software for us to help us get into the computational. And what I'm doing right now, I would say 80% of it depends upon the computational chemistry, which I started learning at IMU. So it really helped me, and it continuously helped me. I still have the notes from the instrumentation class at IMU, and sometimes I still refer to them. It's really helpful for me for every aspect.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. I think Dr. Pran will be very proud to know this, okay? And the fact that you were inspired by him as well, the fact that you picked up computational chemistry. And I also believe that what Dr. Ahmad said just now, that this postgraduate degree sort of develop your critical thinking skill of solving problems. Yeah. All right. So next, I also like to ask again same question to Eddie. All right. Not yet. He haven't graduated yet, but still, what will be the added advantage that you can foresee, Eddie?
All right. Actually, before I started my master, I actually took quite some time to really think like which area I really want to learn. And in bachelor, right, you will learn a lot of things from organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, analysis, and so on. But when you start working, you will only focus on one thing that you are interested. So for me, I like to learn and explore a lot of new things. So in my company, I actually there was one time I feel very how to say, I feel I didn't learn a lot of things because every day I used to use the same instruments, even though I still learning things, but I want to explore more. That is why I started my master journey with IMU. And then once I started my master in IMU, I actually, in mixed mode, I started to learn other things, like other instrument, which I never learned before, even though it's not hands-on, but at least I learned the theory about the instrument. And also now I'm doing my research. My research topic is like used to, how to say, it will involve a lot of instruments. So I really like this part because I get to learn a lot about instruments, technique, and also the soft skills.
Okay, so it's more specialized. So you get to learn the theory and also get more hands-on experience as well.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Eddie. All right, and also Dr. Irene, what about you? How has this added advantage in your industry?
Okay, for your record, I didn't study master degree, but I can analyze the situation for you. So from my point of view, I think yes, definitely, it will definitely help in my current industry or even R&D industry. So one point I would like to highlight is that master degree, it really shapes different from bachelor degree. So when we are studying bachelor degree that time, we are only absorbing the knowledge that we get from the lectures, okay? But when we are entering the master degree that time, we need to conduct the research by ourselves. We need to have critical thinking, like you said, and also we will be able to work independently. So when industry people are hiring master degree, first impression would be, okay, you'll be able to work independently with minimal supervision. So if I were to hire a bachelor degree, I would expect more supervision than a master student, and time management as well. And also scientific knowledge and technical skills that you develop during your master degree, like Dr. Ahmad and also Eddie was saying, you learn different knowledge of the equipment that you know, NMR or XRD, and many other things. So if you're working in R&D or you're working in commercial lab, there are certain equipment that you already know how to use it. So what you learn in master degree definitely will help you in the industry work as well. Yeah. So this is my point for this one.
All right, thank you, Dr. Irene. So yeah, it means that it's definitely there will be an added advantage. And again, to sum up what all three panelists say in terms of building your character to prepare you for the real world, and also in terms of theory-wise and also your technical skills, especially when you're dealing with so many instruments, it definitely helps also. Okay, so now last but not least question number 6. Okay, all right, for all the panelists, what advice would you give to those who are interested to pursue a career in industry or academic in the field of chemistry? All right, so I'll start with Eddie first. What will be advice to them?
All right. For myself, I used to think what I want to achieve in 5 years' time. So from now on, you can actually start thinking like, what do you want to achieve in your 5 years' time? Like, what are your goals and so on. So it's like depends on yourself whether you want to go for master or you don't want to go for the master. It's up to you actually. So yes. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Eddie. So yes, so you have to ask yourself, reflect, what do you want to achieve in 5 years? 5 years from now, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? So you have to ask yourself a deep question. What do you want to be? Okay, so yeah, that's from Eddie. All right, then next I will ask Irene, what will be advice to the participants? Or anyone, yeah.
My advice is, if you are really interested in chemistry, go for it. There's a lot of different opportunity out there for chemistry graduates, whether you're a bachelor, you're postgraduates. So many product uses chemistry knowledge, like for example, tire manufacturing, oil and gas, shampoo, cosmetic, paint, detergent, sanitizer, mineral water industry, and also commercial lab, and many more. So all these products also uses chemistry knowledge. So if you are a chemistry graduate, go for it. No need to hesitate. I would encourage you. But one thing I would like to highlight is that technical skill and also soft skills are very important if you would like to work in the industry. Okay, people skill, people's management is very important too, because all of us are living in a society. We are not living alone, you are not working alone as well. So for those people who are still thinking whether we should pursue for postgraduate study or not, I would have a advice is that don't lock yourself in the lab if you are decided to go for postgraduate study. Okay, go out, have a coffee chat with other researcher or science officer. Okay, who knows, you might learn something from their experience. They might help you to troubleshoot your research problem, or they might offer you a booking slot for the equipment that you are having a tight schedule. And also, who knows that they will give you a job opportunity in the future. this was what happened to me when I was doing my postgrad study. I just having a free chat with a biology lecturer in UPM, and he offered me a job opportunity. He was telling me, hey, I know this company is looking for people. Do you want to try to go for an interview? Would you like to apply it? And then I go for it and I got the job offer. So things happens in miracles. So just go out, don't lock yourself inside the research lab, go out and hang out with some people. And the other thing is that, like what Dr. Ahmad say, finding job is having a very hard time. Me, myself, also struggling a lot before the biology lecturer recommended me. But I would say don't be demotivated, don't depressed when you can't find any job in Malaysia. So go out there, look outside the world. There's a lot of chemistry opportunities outside Malaysia. Like now I'm working in Thailand. So who knows, you might be in US like Dr. Ahmad. So don't be demotivated when you can't find any job in Malaysia, because as you know, Malaysia is not an R&D center. The nearest would be Singapore. So look outside the world, go somewhere else. Don't be demotivated just because of these small challenges that you find in your first job. When you have enough experience and you have enough bullets, you can bargain, you can negotiate, you can go anywhere. So this is my advice to everyone that would like to pursue for chemistry industry. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Irene. So yes, chemistry is all around us and the world is your oyster. Okay, you want to achieve something, go for it. Okay, thank you, Dr. Irene. All right, and what about Dr. Ahmad? What would be your advice?
So in terms of the field, I think Dr. Irene covered it all. My advice would be a little bit more towards your inner self. So I would say hard work and consistency. This is the two big words, big advice I can give to any graduate students, because there will definitely be, because it's a long journey. It's not a small journey. It's a long journey, and there will be definitely be times and where you will feel burnt out. So relax, take a step back, and then think about it, and then go for it. In terms of career opportunities, the world is endless. There are millions of career opportunities for the chemistry. It's this field is still unsaturated. The world still needs a best chemist, and they do have a lot of opportunities in every kind of field. So in academia, in industry, uh, so I would say like just hard work and consistent. There might be some time where you think it's a dead end, but it's not. It's just there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to work hard and be consistent in your working hard, and definitely you will reach the goal you set in your mind. So always aim for high, work hard, and continuously work hard.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. So yeah, I mean, when there is a will, there's a way. Research is definitely not easy, but with hard work and consistency, like what Dr. Ahmad say, everything is possible. Okay, all right. So thank you so much, Dr. Irene, Dr. Ahmad, and Mr. Eddie. It was definitely an enlightening discussion. So for those of you who have further questions, do keep them coming while the Q&A panel, right? Okay, now, well, I'm gonna have Dr. Wong back with us as well. We're gonna answer your questions, all right? Some questions have already been answered, but some questions directed to the panelists, so we'll answer it now. Okay, so let me just have a look. Okay, so we have one question for panelists from the attendees. Is there a future career in this area in Malaysia? All right, so Dr. Irene is in Thailand, Dr. Ahmad is in the States right now. Perhaps I will ask Dr. Wong, the program director, instead.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Law. So there is demand in the industry for chemistry or graduates with master qualification. So because we have seen that in our alumni as well. So we have students who are currently working, but although they have secured a job, but they still came back to study a master's because it would help them to go a level in their field. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wong. And anyone would like to add on from the panelists?
Yes.
So I would like to.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Dr.
go ahead. All right. So I would like to add is that the masters, this course is actually to gain experience, to get started with the research, how to do research, and everything about it. But in terms of the career opportunities, in my view, there is always opportunities. You just have to look through in the right direction, I would say. There is no less opportunities in Malaysia than in US or in Thailand, anywhere. The opportunities are still there. You just need to be the best of you. And one thing I would also advise all the incoming graduates is that networking is the key. And IMU provides you a lot of networking benefits. Like you can network with all the peers. You have different meetings. You know how to present yourself, and that's what is important in the field. So once you have all these capabilities in you, uh, there is always an opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. And Dr. Irene, you want to share?
Yeah, so I just would like to share some of my experience over there when I was in Malaysia at that time. So career for chemistry is definitely a yes in Malaysia. There's a lot of different chemical company in Malaysia as well. So and also there's a lot of there's a few commercial labs that is available in Malaysia, like for example SGS, MyCO2. You can apply for those kind of job, but like Dr. Ahmad say, you need to be in the correct direction. And secondly, you need to know how to communicate in HR language, not just scientific language. So this is the key essence that I found when I was doing job search. When we keep talking about scientifically how capable we are, the HR people might not know how capable you are because that is not their common language. So you need to talk in their common language in order for you to be successful in the interview session, and how you present yourself, how you show yourself, how you express how capable you are. That would be the essence of how you're going to succeed in the interview session. Opportunity is there, but how different are you with other chemistry graduate? How you show yourself is that how you're going to succeed in the interview and get the job. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Irene, also for answering questions. Okay, so the next question, moving on. This question is, what do you enjoy most about the program? So I think this is a perfect question for AD. Yeah. What do you enjoy most about MAPC?
Right. How do I enjoy most? I think I'm not sure whether it's true or not. I think in IMU, right, is the first university that I find that the MAPC is offering mixed mode, which is combination of research work and also the coursework. Yes, so I mean a private university. I'm not sure about other universities in Malaysia. So this is what I like the most, because I don't want to limit myself to only learn about research. I want to explore more into in-depth like coursework where I can start reading and so on. So I think that is the beauty part of the MFPC program in IMU.
Thank you, Eddie. Dr. Ahmad, do you want to add on to Eddie's answer?
It's been a very long time ago than I was a graduate, but uh, it's really hard to pick one aspect which was really enjoyable. But the classes on the weekends, very friendly. The teachers, supervisors, they all like everything contributes to my experience at IMU. You have everything you need, uh, good teachers, good facilities, excellent work environment, research environment. So everything contributes to the field, to my experience at IMU. And I would say it's really hard to pick one. As a whole, it's a really wonderful journey. Uh, so the best thing I would say is the weekend classes and uh, talking with your friends and your supervisors during the weekday if you need any help. Everything is wonderful in this journey.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmad. Yeah, for the participant understanding, so our MEPC program is conducted during the weekend. All right, so there's one more question. Last question, I would say. The attendees are asking that currently are the classes conducted online or have to go to campus? So this one we have to ask Program Director, Dr. Wong.
Yeah, okay. It's a good question. So because of the current pandemic situation, so for the rest of the year, the lectures and workshops will be conducted online, but the hands-on practical and the research will be conducted face-to-face. Yeah. So don't worry that you won't be able to get those practical skills, yeah, because those skills will still be conducted as face-to-face.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wah. I think we cover all the questions from the participants also, and a big thank you to all our invited panelists, to all our participants. We hope you found this webinar with us meaningful and informative. If you're interested with our MEPC program, you may register as mentioned by Dr. Wong in her talk just now, and you'll be waived RM800 for attending this webinar. And this session is coming to an end. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and do keep in touch. I hope to see you again next time. Stay safe and good night. Thank you, everyone.